Hey, how are you doing, guys? So this is Boris and Siobhán, Grassroots Shakespeare London with GoPro, Twitter, and Periscope, of course. We've got the live feed going on here. So if you want to get us your comments, your questions, we want to have a discussion with you guys. But we're just going to be talking generally about Shakespeare and what Shakespeare means to us. So I think, Siobhán, it's probably going to be best for you to start off. That conversation?
Well, I suppose if I start with how I first got into Shakespeare and what it means to me, I think the first time I remember hearing anything about Shakespeare, actually hearing Shakespeare spoken, was when I went to secondary school. And the thing that really sticks in my mind most of all was there's a speech by Oberon in The Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah.
I know bank where the wild time blows.
Yeah.
I just remember working on that at school and just thinking this language is incredible. You always heard about Shakespeare up until that point being quite boring or quite quite obscure, quite difficult to get into, and suddenly I realised that wasn't the case at all. And I think that was the beginning of a love story, and I've often thought about it, and I think for me, kind of like Shakespeare has been like falling in love with somebody, where at the beginning you're not really sure, and you kind of take your time, and you're sort of finding out what they're like, and they have weird ways of talking, and then they won't go away, and then you're there, and they're completely in your heart. And I mean, it's only for Shakespeare that I would have got up at 4 a.m. this morning. I mean, how many people would you get up at 4 a.m. in the morning for and spend like 14 hours broadcasting live? So Shakespeare. And of course I ended up setting up Grassroots, which I run with you. It's not too bad. We've just been announced as the resident Shakespeare company in the West End, which is crazy amazing. And we have crazy amazing fans who follow us, and all you guys on Periscope, hello. But equally, if you've got questions, I don't know if any questions are coming in.
I'm keeping an eye on the feed here, guys. So we've got people asking where we're from. There's some I'm guessing some Russian comments here.
Boris can read Russian. Just saying.
Well, I can't read Russian. I'm Bulgarian by heritage, so I recognise some characters, but the words don't mean a lot. But guys, it's incredible that from we're getting all these different nationalities and people saying hi from Brazil on other feeds.
Hi Brazil.
So there's some really exciting things. What I'd say is, guys, if you are watching, just invite your friends. It's such a massive thing to celebrate today. I think we sometimes take for granted just how deeply Shakespeare is rooted in and it's really entered into the language. It's not only entered into the language, it's in us. There are stories and situations that we're gonna that we actually we don't understand that they're Shakespeare. We sort of, they've just become part of our culture, something that people grow up with. You
have some great phrases that nobody ever really thinks about.
There are some great memes with all of those.
A green-eyed monster.
Green-eyed monster, yeah. Jealousy. Dead as a doornail, I believe.
Not who's there.
Not who's there is also Shakespeare. Yeah.
Heart of gold. That's Shakespeare.
Someone asked how long you've been acting.
Say again?
Someone asked how long you've been acting.
Okay,
we've had a question that our filmmaker, who actually flew in from Helsinki just to film us, is asking. Hey, Finland. Okay, how long have you been acting?
How long have I been acting? So I have. That's always an interesting question. I've been doing it since I was quite young. I guess when does one start? I started doing Saturday classes when I was probably 10 or 11, and I suppose I took it a bit more seriously as I sort of got to be 15 or 16. I suppose that drama school, you can kind of say, is that sort of professional route. And I did go to drama school, so I don't know how you define that exactly. Watch out, we've got pillars behind our cameraman, navigating obstacles as we talk to you.
Multi-skilled camera team.
What drama schools have we gone to? That was one of our questions.
Well, I went to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, also known as RADA, and Boris went to...
I trained at Arts Ed, which is in Chiswick. Within the company, we've worked with lots of people from lots of different schools. we're just waiting for your questions to come back up with the connections.
Is there any superstition around Shakespeare plays? Was one question.
Okay, we've just seen a question about any superstition. Well, the obvious one with superstition is
the Scottish play,
also known as Macbeth. The superstition around that is not to say anything, not to say the name of the play when you're in a theatre.
Yeah.
So obviously we're outside at the moment, so that doesn't count. But we've lost the connection. I think we might have lost the connection.
No, we're okay. We're still
filming.
Hopefully you guys are still seeing us.
Hopefully
We're trying to see your questions.
Yeah, on Periscope.
So there you are. We're following along with your questions. We're hoping that
you're okay. Oh, thank you. That Juju Kate, bless you
for
letting us know. We appreciate the input. What's your favourite play currently running in London? Ooh.
It's a good question.
12th Night at Leicester Square.
and a good answer. Yeah, it's. I think for me. I haven't had an opportunity to see People's Places Things. Obviously not a Shakespearean play, but I've been hearing really good things about that one. There's for me, sadly, not enough theatre. Not enough. There's a lot of musical theatre, which is great, and I actually love it. But I would love to see more straight theatre, more plays, more Shakespeare actually done outside of venues like the RSC and the Globe. Obviously, both great institutions who both do great work. But it doesn't have to be the only way.
Yeah, and I think also it's important to create accessibility points for people where you can feel that I think it's really important that you feel with Shakespeare that you can access. You don't need a degree. You don't need to have gone to special school for teaching Shakespeare. You don't need a special voice to act it. You don't have to be super well spoken. It's just not the way it's done. And of course, Shakespeare came from just outside of Birmingham, which I know freaks a lot of people out, but it's actually true. We did have a question that I saw pop up just now, which was...
So we've got another one saying, do you prefer acting in Shakespeare's plays over more contemporary plays? For me, the answer is it's not a preference. I think as an actor, doing Shakespeare means that you're 100% solid. You know that the text that you're working with is absolutely gold. You know, there's so much for you to mine. There's so much opportunity there. Whereas sometimes with more contemporary pieces, you know, criticisms are a lot harsher. You know that those plays maybe have their own drawbacks, their own problems, and there are, of course, you know, there are difficulties and challenges to overcome in Shakespeare. But you're on this solid foundation. These plays have endured for 400 years for a reason. You know, they really are that good, and the language really is that rich.
Oh, I think we're doing a little turnaround here. We are turning around.
So guys, please do keep on inviting friends. We welcome your questions. It's so great to be able to interact with you guys.
I think we had a few questions about how would you get into acting. It's quite a tricky question because, of course, some people would say you should train. You should go to drama school, like Boris did, and spent 3 years training. I would say, in my experience, that is the best thing to do because it teaches you certain things. It's a bit like driving a car. You could probably learn to drive your car without having a license, but if somebody teaches you, it's so much better. A bit like an advanced car, like advanced car driving, extra special license. You learn new additional things. So it's about having a toolbox of skills that, you know, TV acting is different from stage acting. And even within stage acting, there are going to be different styles. And if you don't know that, you're probably putting yourself at a disadvantage to the people who do. And it helps you when you want to go into the professional realm that you're not one step behind. And I think it's the same in any skill set. You know, you can have somebody who's talented at filmmaking, but if you actually spend the time studying it, you're going to be that much better. So whether it's a drama school, I know in America they have quite a different system where you go to workshops. I mean, equally, you're still learning. Keep learning. Always keep learning. Never stop learning.
So I know some of you guys are saying that it's a little bit. The connection's a little bit intermittent. Bear with us. I hope. Apologies about that. We are in the middle of old, probably Victorian and older buildings in London. So they're very thick stone. But hopefully you can still hear us. And if you do re-watch, it will hopefully be a little bit smoother for you guys. It's just the live stream. But yeah, I think it's been so great today to see so many different people. We know that there've been other groups, notably the RSC, of course, and the Globe. They're actually doing Periscope as well.
Are they?
Yeah. So I've seen a couple of bits there.
I've only seen us.
So yeah, we've kind of been in the thick of it, going hour
With the
to hour.
GoPro, ask a question.
What is it like to
I think this is it's great that today we can do that. He was writing not necessarily. I mean, theatre at the time was kind of a fashion. So we're there to show off, and we know from reputable accounts and obviously several well-researched not filmmakers, writers. Sorry, the groundlings were the people who really enjoyed the shows, and I'd like to believe that Shakespeare was writing for them as much as for the people who were potentially commissioning plays. And we saw today that that Twelfth Night was first performed at Middle Temple Hall.
I'm wondering. I'm just trying to think of ways that we can keep our signal going, because as Boris mentioned, we are in the middle of London, we're in the middle of an old part of London, so
Lots of
our
old
connectivity is like this. So if we've got any more questions, please send them over. We are reading. This is why I keep looking down, because
Yes.
this is my phone. Have we had any more come in?
I haven't seen any myself.
Hi. I had a hi.
But yeah, I think in conclusion to your question, I think it's a great way of reaching out to everybody. I think it's immediate. I think it definitely speaks to a new generation, a younger generation perhaps, who don't have the opportunity to go to places like the Globe, like the RSC. They're not accessible for everyone, and that's something that we as a company have always been striving to achieve, is to be able to put Shakespeare sort of on the menu, as it were, for so many more people. Leicester Square Theatre is right in the heart of London.
Yeah.
It's 3 minutes walk from the tube station, and it's a well-known venue. So I think in that respect we couldn't have chosen a better space to be performing for the birthday.
Oh, thank you. We just had a lovely comment. It's a great mission. Thank you so much. We're really happy to have been joining you today. We will be back with you at 5 p.m. GMT.
Yep.
We are broadcasting live on the hour every hour until 8 o'clock this evening, which will be Dusk here in London, with our partners at GoPro, Twitter and Periscope. Thank you. We'll see you later.
See you later.